On the night of May 17, 1999, a Hadza hunter named Chaba staggered into his camp at 3:17 a.m., bleeding from a wound that should not exist, a single, perfectly circular puncture the width of a man's thumb, driven clean through his left shoulder blade. No claws, no teeth marks, just a hole. And etched into the mud beside his collapsed body, a serpentine track that began in the grass, coiled once, and vanished into thin air. What stalked Chaba that night was not a lion, not a hyena, not anything the elders had a name for. It was the snake that swallows the moon. The Hadza have hunted these plains for 10,000 years. They track honey badgers by scent alone, read the wind like scripture. But in the summer of 2023, the wind began to lie. July 3, a child's sandal found 40 feet up a baobab, laced tight, no footprints below. July 5, a fresh-killed dik-dik discovered with its ribcage folded outward like a flower forced to bloom. No blood trail. The dogs refused the fire. They smelled something that had no smell. The Hadza call it Kinyonga Ku, the Great Changer, a name whispered only when the fire burns low, because to speak it aloud is to invite it closer. What do you do when the predator erases its own tracks and starts erasing yours? July 12, 2:48 a.m. Chaba returns from a solo hunt, 2 rock hyrax slung over his shoulder. The camp is dark, unusual, no sentry fire, Nasirian, a soft, rhythmic thump-thump-thump like a muffled heartbeat growing closer. The communal grinding stone is slick, reflective. The light slides across a surface that should not be wet. The wetness is a thin membrane, translucent, pulsing faintly. Beneath it, the outline of a child's handprint pressed from the inside. Doto. A hiss, not air, but pressure releasing. The membrane ruptures upward in a perfect circle. Something retracts into the dark too fast for their eye. What Chaba saw next was captured on a wildlife trail cam set for leopards. The footage is 11 seconds long. The Tanzanian Parks Authority has classified it. We have reconstructed it frame by frame. A shape uncoils from the shadows. No legs, no eyes. A serpentine body 40 feet long, matte black, absorbing light like velvet. Along its flank, bioluminescent chevrons that strobe in hypnotic sequence, left, left, like a predator mimicking a zebra's gait from the inside. The head is a smooth wedge, featureless except for a single vertical slit that opens sideways. Inside, not teeth, but a ring of inward-facing spines rotating. The arrow strikes the creature's hide. It clangs metal on metal. The arrowhead bends, a subsonic thum. The creature's body inflates, literally doubles in girth in 0.8 of a second, then contracts, launching forward. It's not touching the ground. The creature hovers an inch above the soil, propelled by muscular waves that ripple in opposing directions. Where it passes, grass flattens in perfect spirals. Chaba leaps a termite mound. The creature inhales, the air distorts like heat haze, and the termite mound implodes, sucked into the slit mouth. Dirt, clay, a screaming goat, gone. A wet vacuum pop. Silence. Chaba dives into a thicket of sicklebush. Thorns tear his skin. Behind him, the creature pauses. The bioluminescent chevrons pulse once, recognition. Then it folds. The 40-foot body compresses into a sphere the size of a basketball, matte black, feature 360-degree spines. The sphere rolls uphill against gravity, accelerating. Chaba scrambles out the far side, shoulder bleeding from the puncture. He looks back. The sphere is gone. Only the spiral track remains, now glowing faintly. 11 seconds, no audio. The researcher who filmed it quit fieldwork the next day. He now drives a bus in Arusha. He will not speak of the snake. When the predator can rewrite the evidence of its own existence, how do you fight what leaves no proof it was ever there? Dawn, the entire clan, 37 souls, gathers beneath the oldest baobab. Children are sent to the rocks. The elders unwrap a bundle of porcupine quills, ostrich eggshell beads, and a single object wrapped in hyena skin, a chingi, a poison arrowhead carved from the fang of a gaboon viper, unused for 3 generations. We do not kill the Great Changer, we confuse it. The Hadza plan is not strength, it is misdirection. They will use the snake's own hunting strategy against it. Every polished cooking pot, every CD from a tourist's discarded Walkman is strung between acacias at eye level. Bladder sacks filled with fermented honey and lion urine hung in a grid. Children drag dead hares in spirals, then reverse the drag marks with brooms made of grass. It sees heat. It sees movement. We give it too much of both. Nightfall, the clan evacuates to a granite outcrop. Chaba, shoulder bandaged with bark cloth, volunteers as bait. He stands in the dry riverbed alone, holding a flaming torch of resin-soaked grass. The sub-base returns deeper. The mirrors begin to strobe, reflected firelight mimicking the creature's chevrons. The snake arrives. It emerges from the baobab's shadow vertically, body draped down the trunk like living ivy. The mirrored light confuses it. The chevrons on its flank stutter, out of sync. Chaba begins to walk backward, dragging the torch in a slow circle. The scent bombs detonate, pop, 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 lion urine mist fills the air. The snake recoils, slit mouth flaring. Nasirian, hidden in the sickle bush, fires the chingi. The arrow is small, almost toy-like. It strikes the creature just behind the head. For a moment, nothing. Then the snake convulses. Its body segments reverse, each chevron glowing white-hot. It tries to fold into the sphere, but the poison locks the muscles. The sphere half forms, then bursts outward in a tangle of thrashing coils. Chaba hurls the torch. It lands in the spilled fermenting honey. Whoosh! Blue fire races along the snake's bioluminescent lines like circuits overloading. The creature emits a sound, not a roar, not a scream, but a chord, 3 notes in minor key that vibrate the fillings in Chaba's teeth. Then it collapses, flattening into a matte black sheet no thicker than parchment. The fire consumes it from the inside. In 90 seconds, only ash remains. Dawn, the clan returns. The ash is swept into a clay pot and buried beneath the baobab. No one speaks. Tanzanian wildlife officials found no carcass, no DNA, only a circular burn mark in the riverbed 40 feet across and a single scale melted into the clay like glass. Present day, Nasirian, now elder, sits by the fire. Children play nearby. She holds the melted scale. The great changer is not dead. It is waiting. Fire only teaches it patience. Wind through acacia. A faint, wet inhale, almost human. The scale in her hand pulses once. The Hadza still hunt at night. But now every spiral in the grass is measured. Every silence is counted. Because somewhere beneath the Yaeda Valley, something is learning to leave no trace at all. The snake that swallows the moon was last seen on thermal imaging, July 13, 2023. The file was deleted. This is what remains.